It's stated that violence is a real issue amongst the homeless. Did you ever experience any violence toward you? Or, sorry to ask this, but were you ever violent toward anyone else? I did see violence take place, both in Memphis and also in Texas, but it was mostly amongst the men, men on men fighting and that sort of thing. As far as violence toward me, no, I didn't experience any violence toward me, thank God. And I'm not a violent person, so I didn't commit any violent acts toward anyone else. I did experience quite a bit of theft. And a lot of times it's theft from people that you are interacting with. The very first encounter I had was someone I didn't talk to her, I didn't really know her. There was a consortium of churches that got together and offered homeless services to women. We would actually go to the facility and receive services like food. We would be able to shower. We'd have a bed to sleep in or a cot. And we would also be able to wash our clothes at certain facilities. And I didn't know this young lady at all. However, I was very, very new to being outside. And we had gotten to the facility. They told us to leave our bags. We were to, go and wash up if we wanted to, and then we could go and sit down in the dining room or the dining hall, and we would be served our meal. And so I did as I was, instructed to do. And I didn't want to leave my bag. Something inside me said, just take your backpack with you. And when I came back, I noticed one item missing. So she went through, and I know exactly who it is. I know she thought that I didn't know who she was, but she was kind of lingering behind after we had, had all left our things next to the cot we were going to sleep on. What was taken was a box cutter. And I was running my business, so I didn't really know exactly what tools I was going to need. So I had the box cutter, I had scissors, I had pens, of course, tape, paper clips, other kinds of clips, you name it. So I had things to work on my business, physically work on the business. And that box cutter was one of the things that I packed. But it could also double down as a weapon if I needed it to be. So let me be completely real with you. But the box cutter was what was taken from my bag. And I know exactly who took it. And no, I never approached her. I never even acknowledged it. I just let it go. So you received help from a group of churches. Did they have like a name for the group of churches? And also, did you seek any other assistance? When I think of homelessness, immediately Salvation Army comes to mind, Catholic Charities. I was thinking about Red Cross, but I'm not really sure if that's what they do or not. I think they deal more with disasters, but at any rate, was there any other organization that you sought help from other than this group of churches? Yes, I did use the consortium of churches while I was in Memphis. And I also used Hospitality Hub. Now, they were just basically, they gathered information and resources. They did have units that they rented, well, not rented, but that they had for the homeless, where people could actually stay. However, for me, it was not an option because I was not looking for a job. I was really trying to build my business. They didn't have any resources for me for business. The only thing they could do was refer me to other organizations like the SBA. So I was not eligible to stay there. I did try and get on the list to stay there, and I opened myself up for a job, but I never did receive a call for housing or anything. So that was the only other services that I received in Memphis. However, when I moved to Texas, They had more resources, yet less resources at the same time.